Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Now, Jake, to the strength of this defense, without question, the
Yep.
secondary, and I don't even know where to start. Really, I mean, it's we can start at corner, we can start at safety. I guess we'll start at corner, Jake. You return Damani Jackson, you return Xavier Brown. Uh, I mean, that right there is about as good a cornerback duo as there is in the country.
Mhm.
And then on top of that, you bring in a 5-star talent in Dijon Lee, who's 6'4" with 9-foot long arms and can cover everybody. You bring in one of the top transfer cornerbacks in the country from Utah, Cam Calhoun. You got a guy like Chuck McDonald coming in. You got, it's just amazing the talent at that cornerback position and the secondary overall, Jake. But just strictly cornerback, Jake, what excites you the most about that group?
What excites me is not only the strength there, leadership as well, but Xavier Brown. I mean, I know he's so young, but he made a household name for himself with that interception at Georgia, and
Mm-hmm.
he come in and played just as a freshman, just lights out, and did really well. And we're going to see him at least 2 more years, and that's great. And he has a chance to be a special player at Alabama. Another Marlon Humphreys, perhaps in terms. I don't know about the size, him and Humphreys, but being that great, he has the potential to be that. And then Damani Jackson. I mean, a guy that's you call a shutdown corner. He's also a shutdown corner, and you throw it his way, he's going to knock it down. He's going to intercept it. So these two guys, you put them out on an island by themselves, and that's fine. You allow the safeties behind them to play the ball strictly, and that's great. That's great for Alabama.
And that's what these coaches want. They want their defensive backs being able to make a play on the football. And
Right.
man, when you have two corners like Damani Jackson, Xavier Brown as your starters, and then you got Cam Calhoun who can come off the bench, a Dijon Lee who can come off the bench, a Red Morgan who kind of moved to corner this spring.
Mm-hmm.
Just man, the depth, the length, the athleticism is truly spectacular there at the cornerback spot. So one of the best strengths on the team, and it's just part of a secondary that has a chance to be really special. You look at the Husky spot, Jake. I think it's Deshaun Jones's job to lose going into
Yep.
fall camp.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. really
Mm-hmm.
created a lot of buzz this spring. So, and we all know from watching last year that that Coach Womack, Coach DeBoer, they like to play a lot of dudes. They get into that too deep. So I think there's a chance we see a lot of Deshaun Jones. I also think there's a chance we see a lot of Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. So how are you feeling about that Husky position?
Yeah, I think we're gonna be all right there as well. Deshaun Jones is really good. He had a great year last year, and then you saw the emergence a little bit last year, and then I saw it in the spring. Kind of, I don't really call it the spring game, but it's just the 7-on-7 that they did. But you saw the emergence of Drake Kirkpatrick and what he brings to the table. So I'm fine with, and I can live with those two guys handling that Husky position because you've got two good guys there that can man that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Mhm.
I think fans have to be excited about the emergence of Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. If anything, just because of I can't believe he's playing for Alabama after his dad played there, which only seems
Right.
like a few years ago, but obviously
We're
it's been a lot longer than that, and we're getting
we're
pretty
old.
old.
Yeah.
We're old.
Uh,
But looking at free safety, Jake, I think a guy who just had a breakout year last year, Bray Hubbard,
mm,
like Tim Keenan, one of the most underrated players in the country, regardless of position. He's obviously going to be roaming the field as that free safety, Jake, just a playmaker. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. He's a football dude, and he makes plays. He's physical. He can play the ball. He can play in space. He is just a football player, Jake, and I love what he brings to the table. I think Ivan Taylor, the true freshman, the son of Ike Taylor, is probably going to be backing him up in that role.
mhm.
And I like what he brings to the table as well, kind of that football pedigree, just an instinctual football player and a guy who also turned some heads this spring. So at free safety, I love what they have there with Bray Hubbard and Ivan Taylor.
Yeah, I agree, Stacey. And we haven't even mentioned yet. He's the next guy I'm going to talk about. McKeon Sab. When Sab went down, Bray Hubbard come in and he I mean, it was just a different feel, like and more nastiness. It seemed like with the defense with him on the field. I mean, he what I call a headhunter. I mean,
Yeah.
he finds the ball and he is going to make a play on the ball and he's going to light you up if he gets a chance to. And I love that aggressive attitude because it seems like we've been missing an aggressive attitude playing within the rules. I'm not saying go knock somebody's head off, and all that do and all that mess, but just playing within the rules, making hard hits, hard legal hits. We ain't
Let them
seen
know
that
you're there.
right. And Bray Hubbard did that when he was on the field last year, and I love that. That's old school football that I grew up with, and I love seeing those hard hits. And he definitely lays a boom on people.
Yeah. Bray Hubbard, kind of that throwback football player, and
Mm-hmm.
that everybody can appreciate watching. Just a really good guy, really good football player, and I just he's so much fun to watch because you can tell he's giving it everything he's got on every play, and that's something you can appreciate. You mentioned Keon Sapp. He's going to be obviously the starter there at that Rover spot, kind of the
Yep.
strong safety Rover, whatever you want to call it. I really like Keon Sapp. He's really athletic, just a fluid athlete who gets after it. Obviously, when he went down, you mentioned this already last year, it did change some things up on the defensive side of the football, but he's back now. He's healthy. And I think he's in for a really good season. And then I think, backing him up, you have a guy like Zay Mincy, who played corner a lot last year. We saw him move to that kind of Rover position late in the year, maybe against Michigan. I guess it was against Michigan in the bowl game. We saw him make that move. And I think that's more of his natural position at 6'3" with that length and his athleticism. So I like what they have with Keon Sabb and the growth that we're probably going to see from Zay Mincy, because like I mentioned earlier, this coaching staff loves to play those guys on the second team. So I do think that Zay Mincy is going to see his fair share of reps with the first team defense as well. So Keon Sabb and Zay Mincy are really good, are positioned well to have good seasons for Alabama at that, that Rover / strong safety position in the back end of that defense.
Absolutely, Stacy, and Keon Sabb. I think he had 3 interceptions his first 2 games at Alabama, and we was like, man, this is awesome. And then the injury started, piling up again, and then he went down. I think it was the Tennessee game when he went fully down and was out for the rest of the year. But he's back. You got a ball hawk like him patrolling the center field and patrolling the field. As a quarterback. As an opposing quarterback, what side of the field are you going to throw to against Alabama? That's what I want to know. You throw it over here to Damani Jackson, Bray Hubbard's over there, or Keon Sapp. Opposite side, what do you do in that situation? Who do you throw it to? It's a good problem.
And all the while, LT Overton, James Smith, and
Yeah.
Tim Keenan are bearing down on you. So
I know. So you talk about big deep. This defense is deep.
Yep. And there's no doubt that the strength of this defense at the secondary,
Yep.
and there's plenty of reason to be excited about that.